Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Coffee Chat. Saturday mornings live here on the Working Warrior Mom, formerly the Working Single Mom. Okay, so we changed the page name. I don't know who noticed, but the page name is different now. We thought that given that Antonio is grown up and gone and I'm married now, as of 2019, the Working Warrior Mom seems to suit the introduction to the Revealing Leaders brand better, and just everything that we're kind of up to, which is, good morning, Liz, which is helping you guys to create the life that you want versus the life that you get when you're not planning ahead. Good morning, Amy. The devil's testing my patience this morning. I couldn't get live off the regular Facebook app. Good morning, Janet. And then the other iPad is dead, so we're not recording this as a podcast, so I'll have to play the video and record it later. However, here we are. Good morning, Buffy. I just feel like somebody didn't want us to come back live again. Oh, good. I'm not the only one. Janet says the devil's been testing her all week. Okay. Me too. I woke up with a headache. I felt like crap. I was like, it took me a little while, a cup of coffee and shower, and then Tracy called and I was like, oh my God, what time is it? She's like, it's 8:15. I was like, I still have to dry my hair and get dressed. Good morning, Julie from the rainy UK. It's raining here in northern Vermont today as well. Good morning, Jennifer. All right, sounds like a bunch of you are being tested. Good morning, Francesca. Hello, everybody. We are back. So a couple laundry list items. We are starting the newsletter again next week. So if you have not signed up for our newsletter, I would suggest you do so that you can just keep up with what's happening. And in the newsletter, we're going to start to list the topics for coffee chat. So we are going to almost do this more like a rolling class. And so you will be able to know sort of like where we are in the trajectory, where we're going, what you missed, and you'll be able to go back and pinpoint the coffee chats that you didn't have time to watch or listen to. So we're gonna start publicizing the events on Facebook. So it will be a little bit more organized now. And we are in the middle of building Revealing Leaders as a website. So right now, if you wanted to sign up for the newsletter, you have to go to the workingsinglemom.com, which is the old site, which I know is confusing because now we've changed the page name to the Working Warrior Mom. And if I was my client, I would say that this is a very bad brand thing that I'm doing this morning. However, that's what we've got. So the workingsinglemom.com, if you go there, you can sign up for the newsletter. You can also get to the YouTube page where the coffee chats are. You can get to the Facebook video page where we're putting, where the coffee chats live. And then you can also get to the audio version and the free downloads and all that stuff. And by next week, we will be sending everyone to Revealing Leaders. For now, we're still working on it. All right, so if you go to Revealing Leaders right now, it says we're under maintenance. So don't go there. Anyway, it's been a week. I don't know about the rest of you people, but I got like 2 new projects dropped on me by the firm to manage, and Antonio finished school, so we're really gearing up Fortunato Partners to start, he's doing business. So Fortunato Partners is the company that I founded, that my son is running, and that is our business solutions company. We do social media, strategies and content creation, and we do leadership training and all kinds of different things, and coaching, business coaching, and we can help entrepreneurs, figure out like how to get started in their business and all that. Good morning, Dodie. And then I am the CEO for Delta Hire, which is our staffing and workforce development company, which is based in Miami, but is a national company. And then I am also the director of project management for the Bryn Law Group, which is also based out of Miami. So there's a lot going on. And I'm in the middle of taking some certificate programs from the Harvard Business School. So I just finished the first one, and the second one starts at the end of October. Meanwhile, I'm putting on an event for my mother's celebration of life for like 75 or 80 people up here in Vermont in 3 weeks. And Tracy will be coming back for that. Miranda White is watching. Well, what do you know about that? Okay, so laundry list items. Newsletter, if you want to sign up for the newsletter, go to theworkingsinglemom.com, sign up for the newsletter. We're relaunching that next week. And in the newsletter will be all the topics for the coffee chat. Also, later on today, I will enter as events in Facebook all the coffee chats for October, and we will go a month at a time. And then in a perfect world, we're putting together a workbook, which will be a free downloadable that will follow along thematically with what the topics are. And so you'll be able to print that workbook and kind of do the work that I'm giving you as we're talking through all the different pieces. So what we're going to work on from now until January is you guys taking the life that you have and turning it into a plan for the life that you want, instead of settling for things that they are the way that they are right now. I'm actually going to walk you through tools and tasks and things to do to get yourself from where you are to where you want to be. Now, those of you that have followed me for quite some time, years, you know that this is a cyclical process. So it's like every year you do this kind of work, because you elevate and then you reevaluate and you get kind of comfortable at your new level, and then it's time to raise yourself to the next level. So I have asked this question of you over the last several weeks. We took 2 weeks off to kind of get all the content together for the new site and start all this planning process. So that's why we've been gone for 2 weeks. So it's good to see you all back again. I recommend grabbing a notebook, getting yourself, just a loose leaf or something, so that you can start to ask yourself these questions. Start looking at what you need to do, what you want to eliminate to get, so where you are now, you are putting up with certain things and you're having certain things that you're just settling for. And it's time to sort of let go of all that and start moving things around so that you can open the space for what you want to create to come in. So I recommend a notebook. And in that notebook, I recommend that you write the question, what do you want? And I know that I've asked you to look at this question a few weeks ago, so I'm going to revisit that whole conversation now, because this is sort of the cornerstone of the work that we're going to do together in the fourth quarter, which would be from now into January. I would say we'll probably complete this piece of work in January, and then we'll start looking at something different to talk to you about. So for those of you just popping in, we're going to start, Coffee Chat is going to be more like an ongoing rolling class. Every session we're going to talk about something different, and we're going to give you different tools and things to work on. And of course, this is all free, and the content, it goes up free on the site and on the Facebook page, the videos. And then we're going to create a downloadable workbook, which will also be free. So this is a way for you to take yourself to school, and it doesn't cost you anything, and the content is there, and you use it as you see fit. I am giving you the tools to literally change your life. Whether or not you want to do the work and do something about that is totally and completely up to you. This is my give back. I take my time every Saturday morning, and planning time, and the money to run the site and the pages and all of that. And that is my donation to the world. It is my give back to you folks. It is my attempt to help you get the attitude and tools and demeanor that you require to move from where you are in your life to where you want to go. Okay, so question for this morning is, what do you want? And by that, I don't mean like, oh, I want a new car and I want a new breadboard and I need new silverware, and all that can go in there. That's fine. What is more important is, what do you really want in your life? What kind of a life do you really want? If I said to you, if you could have anything that you want, any economic circumstance, run any business, own any property, anything. This is a clean slate. You're just making this up. This is a fresh notebook. This is a clean question. We're at the fourth quarter of 2021. We're coming into a new year, 2022. What do you want? A lot of people are coming up out of this pandemic mess, and you've seen some things, you've realized some things, you've recognized some things, and you're maybe feeling stuck or stale or overwhelmed, or like life isn't the way that you want it to be. And sure, we could all sit around and complain about the past 2 years not looking the way that we thought it would or wanted it to, or we can get in front of that, be proactive, and start planning for the life that you want. Because of course, if you can't answer this question or write it down in a notebook or think about it really for yourself like a plan, there's no way in hell that you can create it happening. I have news. Creation and goal setting and writing things down and thinking it through, that is the first step to you manifesting a new reality. All right? A new reality for yourself, different from the reality that you're living in now. So what do you want consists of, who do you want to be? Who do you see yourself to be? What do you want to be known for? What would you like people to say about you when you leave the room? What kind of house do you want to live in? What kind of economic situation do you want to have? Do you want to see yourself as a wealthy person? Do you want to see yourself as someone who's just getting by? Do you want to be someone who's known for their ethics and keeping their word? These are all things to consider in the question called, what do you want? Because what do you want, of course, is not just materialistically what do you want. It's what kind of a life do you want to have? What do you want to be doing to make your income? What kind of contribution do you want to be? What do you want to leave behind? What is your legacy? What do you want? If you left tomorrow, would you be satisfied with what you've built and with what you're leaving behind? Would you be good with that? Or would you feel like you didn't get it all done? Would you feel like you wasted a lot of time? Would you feel like it was unfinished? You don't want to have that. You want to be able to, every moment, feel like you are living into the life that you want. And it's a process. It's always a process, right? Because you'll, like I said at the beginning of this coffee chat, you will get to a level, you will get comfortable there, and then it will be time to push yourself to go to the next level. You always have to be pushing yourself, because otherwise you're going to get complacent and lazy and nothing new will happen. And every time you elevate and get to a new level, you will eventually get comfortable in there. Right now, the new level seems like a huge stretch. But once you do the work to get there, you'll sit there for a while, and then it will be time to go again. Because life is cyclical in nature. It's like around and then around and then around and then and you see, but we're always going up, right? Okay, so what do you want? And the second part of that question, which is also equally important, what is in the way of you getting it? What's in the way of you getting what you want? And what is in the way means what habits are in your way? What attitudes are in your way? What conversations are in your way? What physical circumstances are in your way? If your house looks like a shithole and you want to be someone that makes a 6-figure income, I have news. Your shithole house is in your way. If you are leaving the house looking like you just crawled out of a bureau drawer and you don't take the time to put yourself together because you tell yourself you don't have time for that, and you want to be a wealthy woman or a wealthy person, for the gentlemen that are watching, I have news. It ain't happening. If you roll out of your house looking like a troll and you roll into a car that's filled with trash and you have to push everything aside to sit in your car to get where you got to go, I have news. You will not manifest yourself being a wealthy woman like that. You will not even probably manifest yourself being somebody that brings value to the table, because your self-worth won't be in place. In order for you to manifest the economics that you want to have and the circumstances that you want to have, you've got to level up. You have to up your game. The same person that you are right now that got you where you are, that chick isn't going to be able to get you to the next level. I have news. And for some of you, it might be sad news. There's work to do. There's always work to do. There's always a leveling up. There's always a new place to go. There's always something to learn. Never in your lifetime are you going to be at a place where you should rest on your ass and say, I know everything there is to know and I've gotten as far as I can get. That's bullshit. And anybody that tells you that is full of shit. It is a constant learning process. You are constantly going to the next place, okay? So the you that got you here, and granted, you might have been way down there, and the you that got you here is looking pretty groovy. However, if you want to be a wealthy woman that owns a couple side businesses, has a great job, contributes to humanity, has a 6-figure income, whatever it is that your wish for yourself is, the person that got you where you are now is not the broad that's going to get you to the next level. It is not going to happen. You have to change her, you, me. We all have to reconfigure ourselves to get to the next level. So the purpose of changing the whole brand to Revealing Leaders and the Working Warrior Mom was just that. It's time to get the real work done. It's time to see yourself as the leader of your own life and stop whining and bitching and complaining that your life is not the way that you want it to be, because the only person that is at fault for that is me or you. That's it. If you're not where you want to be, it's because you are not doing what you need to do to get there. Okay? You are a brand. What is your brand? What are you? Do you roll up, to visit somebody? You don't even bring anything. You just come into their house and just take their hospitality. Don't even think to bring a gift. Don't even think to go out of your way for anybody. Are you crawling into your house at night after a long day at work and your dishes are undone and your living room's a disaster and your clothes are piled up in your closet and you're just like, oh, I don't have time, I can't be bothered, okay? No. If your edges are not sharp, you are not going to be able to create what you want for yourself. You've got to be willing to do the work. So, the 2 questions to ponder in your notebook. Go get yourself a notebook. You can get a Mead spiral bound notebook at CVS or a drugstore. It'll probably cost you $1.29 or 99 cents. You're worth it. You can afford that. I don't care how much money you don't think you have. Get the notebook. Because in there, we're going to start doing real work. I have outlined the whole entire quarter here with topics. And we are going to dig in. And then in November, we're going to dig in some more. In December, we're going to dig in some more. And by the end of the year, you're going to have a plan in your notebook of action for the life that you want to have for yourself versus the life that you're settling for right now. So, what do you want and what's in the way of you getting what you want? Physically, what's in your way? If you're way overweight and that doesn't serve you and it's not working for you, then it's time to address that. If your space is messy and you're a big slob, it's time to address that. If you're a hoarder and your closets are filled with crap and you can't even get new stuff in there, it's time to deal with that. If your kitchen cabinets are a disaster and you have to open the pot cabinet and throw a pot in and quickly shut the door so everything doesn't come falling back on you, and that would be me, by the way, because my pot cabinet is a disaster. I'm just going to confess. Tracy's asking, what about cheap honkers? If you're a cheap honker, if you don't, if you can't be bothered to leave a tip or go out of your way or buy yourself something new, that's in your way. Okay? If you're holding on to everything that you have because you don't think that you can possibly ever get a new one or another one, that's in your way. Okay? If you're holding on to a shitty car or a blouse that you don't wear, but you paid $50 for it, but it sits in your closet and you don't like the way it looks and you're never going to wear it, but you're not giving it away because you paid $50 for it, that's in your way. If you have a hole in a pair of socks, but it's not a big hole and you think it really doesn't matter that much and you can't, that's in your way, okay? All of these little items are in the way of you being the person that you want to be, having the life that you want to have. I'll tell you what's in my way, little confession. Messy desk, hugely. Not ordering up my two, like the living room and my sitting room, like every night, not keeping it tight and crisp so that in the morning, when I come down or I go in there, it's all flat. My kitchen counter being a mess, we just put things there and so not cleaning that off every night and having it flat and clean, that's in my way. Not keeping a to-do list every day that's on point and that I'm literally looking at every single day because I have so many things to do and so many things on my mind, that's in my way. So, and my workouts are pretty good right now, but I could do better. So those are some of the things that are in my way. You guys all have your own laundry list of what's in your way. And it's time to take a look at that because the life that you want is on the other side of starting to kick ass with the shit that's in your way. Okay? So those are the two questions to work on in your notebook this week. What do you want and what is getting in the way of what you want? And what do you want comprises like your whole life. What do you want for what kind of a legacy do you want to leave? What kind of a future do you want to have? What kind of economics do you want? What kind of things do you want around you? What kind of place do you want to live? What do you want to drive? How do you want to be known? All of those things are in that question, what do you want? So it's not a simple question, and it's not something that you're going to answer like in one sitting. This is a question, I don't know if you're familiar with the term live in the question, but I want you to live in these questions. And that's why I want you to keep the notebook, because this isn't like just get a pad of paper, write a quick answer, and it's done. No, this is a question to live in and live into. What do I want? What is in my way? They require some inner work to get answers that you can actually work with, okay? So here's the trajectory for the next 4 Saturdays. And we'll post these as events and they'll come out in the newsletter, these topics as well. So if you are not signed up for our newsletter, all you have to do is enter your email address. And right now, the old site is the one that we're working off of for this morning. So it's theworkingsinglemom.com, and you just sign up for the newsletter, and of course it's free, and you just have to put in your email address. And for those of you that, there's some good stuff in our free download section too. There's a lot of good free downloads that can help you start thinking in a different way. All right, so October 9th, which will be next Saturday, we're going to talk about what do you need to eliminate, and we're really going to dig into that conversation. And that kind of backs up to what's in the way, right? So, what's in your way, and then we're going to really break that down next week and talk about what needs to be eliminated. And we're going to go through all of the objects, behaviors, attitudes, thought patterns, all of that. So we're really going to dig in on what do you need to eliminate, part 1. And then on October 16th, we're going to do what do you need to eliminate, part 2, which is going to talk about the conversation that's running your life underneath everything. And I call it the cleaning the fridge conversation. And for those of you that have listened and watched before, you're familiar with that conversation. So October 9th, what do you need to eliminate, part 1. October 16th, what do you need to eliminate, part 2. October 23rd and 30th, we're going to delve into the tools that will help you over the next quarter make the changes that you want to make and have happen what you want to see happen. Okay? So I broke the tools up into 2 pieces. There's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 7, 8 different things that we're going to talk about as far as tools and things, to-dos that I can actually give you, that will actually give you instructions, and you can do these things in your life on the daily, on the monthly, and they will help you in your goal and trajectory to change the things that are happening. Okay? So that's the story. Today was the 2 questions. Planning your future, what do you want? Start really living into those questions. October 9th and the 16th, what do you need to eliminate, part 1 and part 2. And then October 23rd and October 30th, the tools. And that'll be a 2-parter because we try to keep Coffee Chat to 30 minutes. And there's no way I can address everything with the complexity that I feel is required in 30 minutes. So I've broken these conversations into 2 pieces. It also allows you to take a bit. You can go back and rewatch and listen, and it's not like dumping everything on you at once. When you're in self-development work, personal development work, you go to seminars and you watch something and you get all rah-rah and you're like all fired up for whatever you learned or whatever you realized. And then you go home to your life and, people in your life are not probably working on themselves like you are, and they didn't have the realizations that you had, and they're still stuck in their old behaviors and conversations, and they're not much interested in cracking out of that. So if you don't have a place where you're consistently hearing, calling you forward and gaining things, gaining insight, you quickly go back to your old way of being because you have no support to be a new way. So what I'm trying to accomplish by giving my time away for free on the Coffee Chat show, in conjunction with the free downloadables and all of that, is to give you a place where you can continually go back and access content that you don't have to pay for and continue to listen and work with these concepts and conversations. So that is why I'm doing what I'm doing. Will the weekly topics be in the title? Yes, Erica, we will put the topics in the topics will be in the video, and then we will also put them in the newsletter, and then we will also have a page on the website which lays out, the monthly topics so that you can kind of follow along. And actually we might, Tracy, why don't we maybe we'll do a part of the free downloadable. We'll actually give you the schedule, and then you can print that out and you can have it. So you know what you're looking for if you're going back to look for a Coffee Chat. Okay, so that's it for this morning. You guys have a fantastic week. Really do this work. If you want to change and you want your life to be different, I recommend that you do this work. I recommend that you spend the money, get yourself a notebook, and start to really live into these questions. People pay me a lot of money for my consulting services. I am literally giving you guys this stuff for free because I want you to be able to change your lives, okay? I want you to be able to do something different. And I know a lot of you have economic circumstances because you're parents and you can't afford, and things like that, okay? So I'm literally giving this away for free. I don't get paid for this. I pay for everything to do with this brand out of my own pocket, out of my own money that I make as a business person. This is my give back. It is my gift to you. From time to time, I will write a book and it goes up for sale on Amazon. But other than that, everything that I do is free. Freely accessible downloads, free classes are posted. Coffee Chat is a free class. Downloads are free, all of that. And we keep the Facebook page going and we keep the Instagram page going. And I pay a lot of money for all that stuff and it keeps going. And I don't have sponsors. I don't have advertisers. I pay for it all, okay? And I do that because I'm telling you this because I want to motivate you to go do the work. You're getting this for free. There's absolutely no reason why you can't do this work for yourself except for pure laziness or apathy. And if you're that apathetic and that lazy, I don't feel like you would have found this page in the first place. So take the gift, do the work, and we will see you next week on Saturday morning at 8:30 a.m. sharp. Okay, see you soon.